I'm Jim Murdoch, and I'm a musician here with Art for Recovery. November of '93 is when I started. You can count on your fingers, so that's at least it's 31 years or so, yeah. When you bring music into a room, and people say it all the time, it just transforms everything, even though, the nurses are doing stuff and they're not really sitting there listening to you like an audience, but the music just changes the whole environment. And it's the same way that when you bring a vase of flowers into a room, it changes the whole energy of the room. And music does that in any situation. I had already been playing music after I got out of the circus, working as a roustabout and an apprentice clown. The city of San Francisco had a program, City Celebration, where they would pay us performers or artists or musicians or writers to work at a senior center. So I worked with musicians primarily. One gentleman, and he was the house pianist at the St. Francis Hotel. He had had a stroke and his left hand didn't work very well. So I would play the left hand part on the piano and he would play the right hand part. And he gave me a lot of advice, like a mentor, about playing the piano. And then worked with a bunch of different people and heard about Art for Recovery, their first exhibition of patient artwork. And so I went to the exhibition, and it was very moving to see it. It was at the Jewish Center up the street on California. And so then I got in touch with Cindy and thought, are they hiring musicians? And she said, well, they might be. And so you should write a letter to this woman who was the head of the nursing department. So I did that. And about 3 months later, they hired me to come in like 10 hours a week and start playing music. There's a time when you're the person in the room, and in spite of what you think your strengths are, and in spite of what you think your weaknesses are, you have to allow what wants to happen to happen. And I think with this whole idea of listening to the person's associations that they make and connecting it to their wholeness and how they feel whole and how that makes them feel is a really powerful thing. And so in those days in 1993, I remember the first patient that I played for, a gentleman, he was on the HIV unit. And I talked to him a little bit. I had my accordion in those days. That's what I would use. And introduced myself, and he told me a little bit about himself, that he was from Louisiana, and he was going to Laguna Honda Hospital, being transferred there. And he was really scared about the whole thing, understandably. And so I said, I'll play you a Cajun song. You might like that. And so I played him this little song. I didn't sing. It's a French song that's called You're Little But You're Cute. It's like a little waltz. And I played it. He immediately just burst into tears. That was a connection where he felt the wholeness, something that his illness didn't touch. What we're doing, we're companions for people, accompanying people during a difficult time in their life, whether they survive or not. And that's what our role is. And so that they're not alone. The idea to incorporate my clown persona into the work here. The scrubs, the boot, the hat. I thought for Halloween and for Christmas, I would do that. I would have my clown costume on, no makeup, just the nose, the blue scarf, put my red top hat on over it, put the blue scrubs over my costume, leave the bells on my ankles, put the booties on, and stroll through the hospital with the accordion and just play music, just be like a sight gag. And people really loved it. It was totally hilarious. So one day, I asked this gentleman who was watching, are you enjoying the music? He goes, my sister, who got a stage 4 diagnosis, we were in the waiting room, just kind of devastated by the news. And all of a sudden, this guy comes through, a doctor dressed as a clown, playing the accordion. And he comes through strolling, playing O Sole Mio, and then leaves. And it just broke us up. It just changed the whole reality of what was happening. Now that I'm leaving, there's going to be new musicians who are here. And I think the fact that it's a testament to the whole program, that what all of us have done. I can acknowledge myself, but I can also say everything that we've done has had such a great impact. So I think that's very gratifying to feel that. I am Jim Murdoch, and I'm Art for Recovery.